Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us this week for our Community Spotlight. I'm really excited because one of my favorite people is with us today. I'd like you to meet Alexis Lux. First of all, she's got the coolest name ever, and I'm pretty sure she has one of the coolest jobs in the Oklahoma metro area. Hi, Alexis. How are you?
Hi, Carol. Thank you so much. I was so thrilled when I got the email that you said, hey, let's chat and find out what each of us are doing. So thanks for inviting us.
My pleasure. So Lexi works for the Center for Children and Families in Norman, Oklahoma. And I was lucky enough to tour their facility before COVID-19 and just fell in love with their mission and all of their different programs. And she's just a great resource for families that may be going through some tough times. So I thought it would be a great opportunity for her to come on and kind of talk to you all about what she's got going on down there. So Lexi, tell folks a little bit about the Center for Children and Families.
Sure. We have been around for over 50 years in Norman. And as you can imagine, a lot of those programs have kind of morphed over the past 50 years just based on what the community needs. But all of those programs are centered around helping children and helping families be better. And so our largest program is our counseling program. We have a team, about 5 or 6 licensed clinical therapists and social workers, and they're seeing, actually I did the numbers a couple weeks ago, and since COVID we've had 400 individual counseling sessions. And so we know that this is a tough time for everyone. And it was a tough time for a lot of people way before COVID. So all of those sessions are now moved onto this great Zoom platform that we are all experts in. And so we are having those conversations with individuals, with kiddos, with their parents. But we're also doing all kinds of virtual trainings and sessions in a group format. And we used to do those in person, but obviously we had to pivot to that during COVID. But for parents that are divorcing with children, whether they're in contentious situations or they're in really good, healthy situations, but we know that those children are faced with different situations, and just walking through that with other folks who have been in that. We do supervised exchanges and visitations for parents who have divorced but needing to exchange the child so they have a safe place that they're comfortable. And then we also run the Boys and Girls Club of Norman. And pre-COVID, we had about 100 kiddos every day in our building running around doing arts and crafts and baseball and all kinds of activities. COVID has made that a lot more challenging. So now we're doing packets where the parents pick them up every Friday. And then some of them have, one week we'll do like food kits, and we did frozen pizzas for everyone and did movie night, Friday night movie night with the family with games that they could free rent from our facility. And then one time we did like a craft care kit with all the activities that the kiddos could make, well, popsicle people and puppets and the whole gamut. So we're creating all of those packets for the kids and the families to come all throughout the summertime to keep them engaged. And then the one program that is still happening, just with a twist, is our baby pantry. And that's kind of the very first entry, low barrier. You don't have to fill out any forms. We don't care if you have Sooner Care or private insurance or whatever. We know that you have babies that need diapers and wipes, and we want to be able to provide that. So right now we're not having anyone come inside the building, but you can call, and we do pickups in the morning and the afternoon every day. And you just give us your size, and someone inside with a mask on and a bag puts your little order together and takes it out to you Monday through Friday. So that service is happening. Everything else is going virtual.
That's amazing. You know, you and I have talked about this before, but that baby pantry, if you've ever worked any kind of assistance with families, you know that just giving a mom a package of diapers is just, you can just watch the stress just kind of wash away, and something so simple makes such a big difference. And so for folks who who don't always know what they can donate, or don't feel they have a lot of resources to donate.
Yes.
A package of diapers when you go grocery shopping and donate it to the center is just an amazing gift, and really does help
Yeah.
a long way. So I'm putting a plug too.
Thank you for that plug. No, we have an Amazon wish list that we update it with all that. We always usually need the larger sizes, but frankly, we get parents that need all sizes. So you can just go on our website, ccfinorman.org, and just go to the Amazon link and it will deliver directly to our door, or you can pick them up on your own. We have lots of community partners that do diaper drives for us, and that's really helpful, and then it is an easy way to serve anyone in the community.
Oh, that's awesome. So you were telling me earlier that you just recently had a fundraiser, an online fundraiser.
We did. We had, for about 15 years, we used to have a luncheon, in-person luncheon, and that's kind of tricky right now to put 400 people in a hotel ballroom.
Yeah.
And so we kind of checked out what all different agencies were doing, and we decided instead of a 1-day, 1-hour luncheon to kind of spread it out over the course of 2 weeks and move it all onto social media. We set a goal of $50,000, and I am just beyond thrilled to say that we raised $53,000, and that's going to provide all of those counseling services that I talked about, and buy more diapers, and print those packets for the kiddos in the Boys and Girls Club, and all of those other programs. So we just kind of spread it out. And one day, you heard me and my whole diatribe about all of our programs. We picked Monday, we talked about Boys and Girls Club, and Tuesday we talked about our divorce programs, and Wednesday we know different people align with different causes, and so we spread it out. Instead of you getting to listen to 20 minutes of me just spewing it all out there, little bite-sized pieces over the course of 2 weeks, and we were just blown away by the generosity of individuals, of our sponsors that used to sponsor our in-person event, and then people made their individual fundraising pages, and we had about 200 donors, frankly, all across the U.S. that normally wouldn't be able to attend our in-person event. And so we were thrilled to be able to do that and create some cute videos with the kiddos and wishing them well or showing their artwork.
I think that's a really great point. Is, a lot of times when you have an event, you're able to give teeny tiny little morsels of what you do, because you're trying to get it all in such a short time. And this forum actually gave you an opportunity to dive a little deeper. And so even though it might only be 10, 15 minutes, people got a better look of each program because they were singled out a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think that probably was so smart of you guys to do, because what you do is really, it's really special, and why not highlight each of them in a cool way. I love reading the 50 stories for your 50th year anniversary that you did last year, and seeing all those different perspectives and how you've touched so many lives there. What are some of your needs right now? How can people help?
Yes. So as I mentioned, the diaper pantry is really kind of the easiest, quickest need, and that, frankly, diapers don't go bad. So that diaper pantry is open year round. And then we're also working on some art supply drives and some sports equipment drives to help with the kiddos in the Boys and Girls Club. So whether that is sending each of them home with some baseball cards and softballs to use, or hula hoops, whatever that looks like, but just making that being active and social and fit and fun. So we're always taking those kinds of supplies, whether that's folks who want to donate reams of paper or PPE, anything like that. But then your dollars, whether that's an individual or a foundation or an organization, then can be earmarked and designated for one of those programs that you're passionate about. We're not going to turn anyone away. We do take private insurance for our counseling, but we also take sooner care, and we do get some United Way funding and some state and federal funding. We were really graciously excited to receive the payroll protection funding from the government, which helped keep all of our staff employed during the pandemic, and getting all of those resources out to all of our families. Making sure that they were safe and at home and working, but then creating all of those materials that we knew were affecting families all over Cleveland County and beyond.
I think that's an excellent point. You've already got families in crisis in a lot of cases, and to be able to, you've elevated the crisis when there's change, any kind of change. And so to be able to make sure that you were still calm and able to provide the security and the programs that they rely on, I think is incredibly important. And so I'm glad that, all those resources were there for you guys, and you're still doing amazing work. And I can't wait to see what happens in the next couple months as things start to kind of reshape a little bit. I don't want to say reopen or go back to normal, because I don't think that's necessarily feasible right now, but I think that you guys are building more layers, and it's getting exciting to see how creative everyone's being. What else do we need to know about the Center for Children and Families?
One thing that really COVID has done is really destigmatizing mental health. People have talked about it before, and certainly there are all kinds of folks who have been impacted by mental health, but even those that have been in the very best of situations with their family, with their job. Frankly, in the beginning, when you couldn't even find toilet paper, everyone was at their wits' end. So this pandemic, not that there have been some terrible situations, but it has brought to light the need of mental health care professionals to help anyone through whatever that cause and that crisis is. And so if it's related to children and families, CCFI wants to be the place for that. But if it is related to other causes, there are tons of other agencies, and there is nothing wrong with that, with finding someone to talk through a situation with. And I know we were all doing in-person visits, but we're now set at least through the month of September. And frankly, I'm going to push for it going way beyond. If we have families that it's not convenient for them to get to our building during our hours, that we want to be able to serve them and their families where they're at. And so if they live up in Edmond or they live down in Pauls Valley and they're not going to get to Central Norman for a session, we want to be able to meet them. And so I would just encourage anyone that's listening, if you or your family is going through something, reach out to us or reach out to another agency to get those resources to talk through those situations.
I think that's a beautiful message. And I wonder if just the ability to take visits from home is actually encouraging more people to participate.
Yeah.
Because I think you're right, that stigma is kind of, all those barriers are starting to kind of fall away.
I mean, frankly, we've had some kids that kids are on their phones all the time, and they're communicating way before COVID. They were communicating via FaceTime. And so it's been really encouraging about the resiliency of them feeling more comfortable and opening up with a counselor, than they would sitting in the office if the chair, if they were uncomfortable or it doesn't, they're at home and they can just relax and be themselves. And so we've seen some really great progress happening that way. And then on the flip side, there's some folks who don't have stable internet connection or are technologically challenged. And so we're working through what that looks like. But we know not doing anything is certainly not the answer and doesn't serve it.
No, I think you guys are doing a great job, and I can't wait to until we can get you guys at the ballpark and your families to a fun game. We still don't know when it will be, but we're looking forward to bringing you guys out again. I really appreciate everything that you guys do and think the world of you personally. And your staff is just so welcome. And if you once things settle down and the building is reopened again, folks, if you have an opportunity to tour their facility and see some really amazing love in action, that's the place to go. So I appreciate you, Lexi, for joining me today. And thank you guys for joining us again this week. And tune in next week. We'll be talking about Rookie League, which I'm excited about as well. So everybody, have a great week.